Welcome to day 2, drum tracking. 3 songs left. And we're live. Hey, hey guys, hi. No one listens to the drummer. I want to talk. Can you hear me? I want to speak. Hey, is noon good? These fuckers. Hey, is noon good for pictures? Everybody, is noon okay for pictures? Yeah? Alright.
Other than the shit you played, I liked it.
That's why I zipped through every track as fast as I did.
So you have a beer right now?
That's why I was one track cooking, and it's Sunday, day 2, and I'm already drinking beer. So, what was the question? No, I don't know. I enjoyed the last 2, Waking Up Next to You and...
If the Sun Don't Shine?
No. What's Red Hot called now?
I don't know. Does it have a name? Fantasy?
Fantasy, yeah. I enjoyed those because we were, like, kind of writing them like the process in the studio was more than just laying it down. We kind of had to write it, play it, perform it, and then record it.
Mm-hmm.
So I enjoyed doing those ones.
So you enjoyed more of the process than anything.
Yeah, I like being in here, making changes, changing the song, improving. I mean, we did it with everything a little bit here and there, but I think that was the most enjoyable. This is fun. I'm glad we're doing this. Can't wait to go into the confessional and tell you what I really think.
Now,
Things.
Next question. Would you let Will Ferrell touch your drum set?
With his ball sack?
Your choice.
My choice. I'd be honored to have Will Ferrell's ball bag on my drums.
Ball bag. Great.
On my drums, so. And then maybe we could watch Cops.
Any specific drum, or?
I think
it's snare.
I enjoyed seeing it on the snare.
Yeah.
I think it'd be best. Maybe a little drag across the cymbal. My stuff's dusty too, so it would leave like a weird dust trail. It'd be really gross.
Get a nice ring take a link sound out of that ride there.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Fucked up question. I've been in the Guinness Factory. I've been in the Jameson Distillery. Look at him. He knows.
Yeah, he's figuring shit out. He's figuring shit out in there.
I give him a 9er.
Niner?
Yeah, I don't know if that's high or I don't know where Lucky Charms is.
Lucky Charms,
the number scale.
Ultimate Irish. I don't know.
I mean, he's Irish. There's no doubt about it.
Johnny better put that in there. I'd have to say the track that I'm probably most proud of that's, was the thing I enjoyed the most would probably have to be If the Sun Won't Shine on Me. I don't know, the track's that's my baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what
that's the one I think the first track I brought to the table when we got together. It's one of the first ones at least, and I don't know, that's the song I'm kind of most proud of, so that's the one where I feel all my influences and all the combination of what I does just comes together into one. I'm gonna answer that in 2 parts.
Okay, all right.
I think
part 1.
The song that's probably changed the most for me, it's been a little difficult because I noticed there's been parts in there that haven't worked because we've finally been able to hear each other. So there's been parts that I've had to change, especially in Blueberry Tree. Remember we did that yesterday with the Bends. And then there's the one in Ride This Out where I have to completely change my verse because it was interfering too much. So.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Ride This Out was made some significant changes in there.
I'd probably have to go ahead and say the new one though, because I literally had no guitar part for it.
Yeah.
Because it was just thrown together instantly.
Yeah.
So I literally had no guitar part for it. So I think that one, at least for me, has probably changed the most because I actually wrote something.
That's great.
I've always been curious about how do you guys feel about being called The Mess? So that's part of the band's
It works out so well.
I mean, look at me. It's right. It's just right.
If you guys ever went on a tour internationally, what would be the first country you'd want to tour in?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Canada's not counting?
Why would you say Canada?
That's
the first thing that comes to your mind?
No,
you could just go to Canada.
Canada's not counting, right?
No, we're gonna exclude Canada.
Yeah, we're talking across the pond.
So let's do a different continent. How about that?
Okay.
I'm going London.
I'm going England too.
Somewhere in England.
So much history.
Yeah, maybe not London, but definitely England.
Yeah, definitely. UK.
Yeah.
Yeah, UK.
It's a good rock base there,
Pretty cool. What's your best stage trick?
Oh, Jesus.
His as well. His is losing the
Playing
sticks.
with, playing with his mouth.
His best stage trick is drumming and then losing the stick. Oh shit! And then try to find it.
That doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, just to go playing with the teeth for me.
Do you guys have any groupies yet?
For me,
I've never seen so many girls hang out with the drummer
What?
after shows.
It's
You know,
never
you know who
happened.
comes up to me? 55-year-old dudes trying to relive,
Hey, guy.
trying to relive their glory days.
guy, you're a hell of a player.
That's all I get. 55-year-old dudes.
for me? Call it a
Do
sesh.
either of you sing at all?
Oh God, no.
Absolutely not.
No.
So John is the only one that sings.
Yes.
The only one.
Not
yeah.
even backup, no
Nope.
anything.
No. Occasionally, Mike.
Matt sang that
Back
one
up
time.
in there. Matt threw a little in there, but none of
Yeah,
us.
no. Whew, no.
I wish one of us could, because we could use some backup, but.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys try?
Because we don't want to ruin it.
Not good.
Soiled it.
Soil it.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
That's nice. Man, this is a dope organ. Alright, yeah, script and ribbit.
The second chorus is just repeats the verse 4 times for the guitar solo. But at the end of the second chorus, remember that E that's in there.
Well, yeah, he's got
So-
half of that guitar solo too. Tyler only did half and we left half for him.
Okay.
So for 4 measures, you're doing the A, C sharp, D,
Yeah.
A.
And
And
then
then
at
at the
the end
very
of-
end, if you after you do the C sharp and you go D, you do a quick E, 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 a nice little E build up
Yeah.
for the last chorus.
Alright.
Back to the A.
Cool. Alright. Let's just get there first, but yeah, I feel you. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Alright. So more Leslie than not Leslie. Alright, okay. Sweet. Thank you. Got you. Alright. That's some very dope input, thank you. Yep, absolutely, let's do it. Yeah, just that hen. Too muddy? Gotcha, okay. Okay. My man, alright. I got you, yeah. Alright, yeah, of course. Yeah. Into slowing it down at some points. Yeah, I was gonna say that I feel like there should be a couple like straight up sections where it's probably just chilling. You know, the yeah, and the chorus is really sweet to just kind of grip it and rip it and get all warbly up in there. Alright. Yeah, just alright, my man. Totally, I like that. I like that. I'm gonna write it down. I'm not too sure if I'm gonna read it in a second, but I'll try my best. Alright, let's do it.
Alright, so do both of you come from big or small families?
What the fuck is that?
It's dog shit.
John, I asked them if you guys were to do an international tour, what would be the first country you'd want to tour in?
Does Canada count?
I heard that. I heard
Like
somebody
what?
was interested in Canada.
Like, we can play Canada tomorrow.
South America gets pretty rowdy from what I've seen. Their crowds are pretty huge.
I like that.
I'd probably like to hit that up. South America, like Brazil. They get pretty wild in Brazil.
What was your first onstage experience like together?
Hot.
Oh, very warm. Yeah, that was extreme heat.
I wore
Right on the
a
blacktop.
white linen suit at the beginning of August, and it was 100 degrees.
It went really well with my tank top
On
and
stage.
board shorts.
I almost
we had a
passed
good
out.
we had a good look as a band.
Yeah, he had board shorts. I had a full white suit.
Tyler
on.
had cowboy boots.
Tyler looked
and-
like a cowboy from his homeland of Eden. Mike looked like Mike.
Mike always looks like Mike.
Mike was just holding it down. It was hot though.
It was a good time. I think for our first one, we did pretty good.
Pretty good. First, pretty good show.
First pretty good show.
Pretty good show. And I got real hot. And I got off stage and Kristen was making fun of me because my whole ass was wet. And you could just see
I
it
can
blatantly.
imagine. My ass
Blatantly
was-
walking through the Eden Corn Festival with a soaking ass.
Oh yeah, I was there too. I was with the
Cooler than
dump truck.
that.
What's your like signature move when you play on stage? Do you have any kind of thing that you do that's special?
That's like a Tyler question.
We hit him already. This is teeth. This is teeth.
I don't know. I usually make gestures to him just to figure out where we're at in songs. We usually coordinate as to where we're at with stuff, and I gesture towards him, and I bite my lip a lot, I think. And then,
I like watching things.
Yeah.
Like the Good Bar Show, I watched the entire Sabres game. Kind of like, I feel like the less I pay attention, like the better everything is pretty consistent.
yeah. When I'm not singing, I usually
Or I just
float
kind of
around
look
and-
down in this general direction for some reason.
We haven't played a stage big enough where we could really move. So,
Guitar flips and shit.
yeah, that's Tyler's game.
Dope.
I'm usually too busy singing.
I asked both of them about who their first musical inspiration was, and they both said Led Zeppelin. Who's yours?
First ever.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. I have no idea. I started playing when I was 4 with my grandma. Started taking piano lessons, so I don't even know. Like, the first band I ever saw, technically, was the Beach Boys at Pilot Field when I was like 2.
Pilot Field.
Yeah. So that was the first show.
That's what my first show was.
The first albums I ever bought were Mighty Mighty Bosstones, Let's Face It, Green Day Dookie, Metallica Black Album, and my mom made me take Dookie back to Media Play
Media Play.
because it was too vulgar.
That's sick.
I don't know, the first thing that like probably got me into a guitar, because I never started on guitar. I didn't play guitar until I was like 15 or 16, maybe even older than that, 18ish. Closer to college, I started playing guitar. Yeah, rock and roll is probably like Beatles, and probably Zeppelin was the first time I was like, that's pretty badass. Yeah, and then the Allman Brothers. I've always loved the Allman Brothers. I grew up on the Allman Brothers. It was like our family's band, and so Allman Brothers were probably the first time my dad just like going to see him at like bars, and he'd show me Allman Brothers as I was growing up, and let me play the jukebox as a younger kid growing up, and that's probably where I first got exposed to like rock and roll. I was like, this is for me. And that was cool.
What was the best performer or concert you've ever been to?
That's impossible for me to answer.
That's hard.
I'm in like 3 shows a week, and they're all good. Like I don't know. All the festivals I've seen, like seen everybody.
What particular one had the most impact on you?
I saw John Butler Trio at Lollapalooza in 2007. He played Ocean, and I cried.
It's a damn good
It
song.
was unbelievable.
I've
The
definitely
crowd just went nuts. It was like a Saturday afternoon, or a Saturday or Sunday afternoon. Everybody was hungover and trying to come back to life because he was at like a 2 o'clock spot. And he had the whole band up, and then he went off and he played that, and he just hit the last note, and people like, there was like a 2-second delay of awe, and then people went apeshit. And I was like, that was one of the coolest musical things
That's
I've ever
awesome.
seen. That was amazing. The first time Mumford & Sons like actually got big, they played at like 6 o'clock on a Saturday night at Coachella. And they came out on stage and saw how big the crowd was for them, and they went nuts. And they were just so electric. That was a very memorable concert for sure. But I couldn't pin the best I've ever seen. There's too
yeah,
many.
I couldn't either. I mean,
Too
I've
many in too many places, and
I've
I
cried.
like too much
I've
different
cried
music.
at multiple festivals
Yeah.
and multiple shows. Like, definitely a couple Dave Matthews shows in there.
oh yeah.
Obviously, you get a few dozen beers deep. You know.
A few dozen 24
But-
ouncers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the big guys. That's your big boy. And like cool festival stuff. I mean, I've seen the Allman Brothers multiple times, and that was always.
Yeah, they were sweet.
That's one thing that
I saw them a couple times with
saw them 3 times
Santana
in
and
1 week.
Linwood.
Yeah, that week. Yeah.
That was a
Oh
sweet
man,
show. Yeah.
that was insane. Santana opening up for the Allman Brothers.
How's your fan base been?
I'd probably say growing.
I just checked. We're at
just-
420 likes on Facebook. So I
Right.
mean,
Okay. Yeah, we're growing. We're trying to get around to as many new places, neighborhoods, venues, demographics, and just people we wouldn't normally play for to try and get out there. And it's a learning experience, and it can be definitely frustrating, but at the end, I think it's rewarding.
this is huge right here.
This is gonna help a lot.
Where
Yeah, 'cause
you show
we-
up somewhere. Here you go. You have a CD.
Yeah.
Give us a call. All the information.
Yeah, and I mean, when you
You
go
know,
see a
you go-
band and you know songs compared to not knowing anything, you automatically have an up there.
Yeah, you could see a great band, and if you've never heard any of the songs, you're like,
Yeah.
you still need that. Like, you need
Yeah.
to develop with those songs and know where things are going to really appreciate it.
Yeah, so that's the hope and wish there. So
Besides the album, what is your biggest goals in the next year?
Big shows, plug away.
big shows would be nice.
Moving to the South Towns.
Yeah, hit some more new
Hit
neighborhoods.
some
I mean,
new Buffalo
if
bars.
we had the opportunity to travel, I think we'd certainly be into that.
Rochester, yeah, we could knock out that Rochester show for sure. Be sweet.
And then get signed, huge, and tour the world. That's for the plan for the next year.
Yeah, I'd like to make some money.
Would you ever consider changing the style of your music?
I think we're just finding out what our style is right now.
I can't even like.
So-
People ask like, "Oh, what kind of band are you?" Like, I don't know, man. Like every song, even when we go out in the basement and just start playing something random, it's like it's obviously influenced. Like you hear certain things like, "Oh, this song is, comes from something similar to this band or whatever."
Yeah.
But everything's different every time. It's like it's a wide variety of
We-
rock, is what
we-
I tell people, and I don't even know if that's even like
Yeah,
remotely.
I mean, I blanket it and say rock and roll, but I mean, it's all over the spectrum. It's everything. I mean, we all like so many different things, you know. We all agree on a lot of things, but we all disagree on a lot of stuff too. But I think that's a good thing for us because we come together and our influences all kind of collide then at once. And we may start with one idea, whether it be a riff or a line that he does or I does or a vocal line, and when all of us come in and influence it, the beat could be completely changed from what we initially thought. The song could be completely different than what originally was expected it to be. I mean, that's happened on this album. I mean, a song like I'm Gone kind of starts like a bluegrass shuffle thing.
I remember I
Almost
had
like
no
a country
idea,
feel.
and when we started, I had no idea what was going on there,
Yeah.
what I was gonna play, and I
Like
like
just turned into like this rock and roll hillbilly heavy rock thing.
yeah.
So I think that's what I really like about this group is like we immediately connected, all of us, but we have our own opinions still, and when they collide, we come up with these new ideas and we kind of explore new territories that maybe we're not all comfortable with, and it turned into some pretty fucking cool songs.
Yeah, I mean, look at the 3 songs we have already. In addition to everything we laid down
Yeah.
the last 2 days, we had 3.
We have 3 songs that are less than a month old.
Yeah,
One was pretty much written here.
that, and I mean, we have 3 more that we haven't even touched or didn't even consider to bring
Yeah.
in here. So
Yeah.
it's like, and those are one's like jazzy, one's like a jammy, like electronic. It's got keys in it. We haven't used keys for really anything yet.
Yeah. So
like,
I think
things
as
are
far
just
as like
expanding.
as far as the question of what can happen to the sound, I think we've tried to make a first album here. We've tried to stick to our bones and what we've got with guitars and drums and vocals, and we're gonna beef it up with a little bit of stuff. But I think the next step is just how do you go bigger? Bring in new sounds, bring in keys, bring in new instruments. I mean, I play mandolins, whistles, accordions, things like that.
Yeah, we talked about the whistles and
incorporating
stuff. The
like
mandolin
that.
would be.
I think there's a whole new canvas that can go on for the next round here, and like he said, there's already a vault of things that haven't been touched and developed.
This weekend's done. We're already moving on to
Yeah, we're already ready for the
4
next
to
step.
10 new ideas that we have in work in progress.
There's a lot.
And you can just kind of bury these ones just for
Yeah.
live expansion, but
Yeah.
other
I mean,
than
some
that,
of these,
they're out of the way.
Some of these tunes I wrote 4 years ago. 2013, one of the songs is in my phone.
Which one?
I'm Gone.
Oh, sweet.
I'm Gone is old, and Something Like This is old. Something Like This is like 2014. I wrote wrote that at a beach house. It was in my head.
It's not really a beach
Doodling.
song.
I don't know what I was doing. I was noodling and I doom 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 doom. I was like, I like that. I'm gonna put that in my
That's
phone.
Well, I think it came out at the right time.
4 years later, it emerges its ugly head.
What popular band right now would you say you guys would most get along or relate to that you could do that with?
Oh man.
That would mesh well.
It would definitely mesh with some old people.
Yeah, the older the dudes, like probably the better off
like
we
we
are.
could have played Desert Trip and just fit in with all those bands. Like those are bands we all love and look up to. I don't know, like younger bands. I think there's some cool young bands out there that are, in the vein of like what we like with like a cool rock and roll sound. Like I think Black Pistol Fire is a pretty cool group.
I haven't listened to the CD. I have that in my car. I don't listen
Yeah,
to
they're
that.
a cool duo and they're kind of a harder rock. And like Royal Blood, I think is a pretty cool duo too. That would be something that I think we could get along with musically. They're like a heavier rock sound and they got kind of a heavier range of vocals.
Okay.
What song is it? Oh, it's a solo.
Yeah, it's,
So, Blueberry Tree?
yeah.
You guys ready?
Oh, we're on. Yes.
Okay. So, how has the struggle been without having a steady bass player?
That's a good question.
It's a very good question. Difficult yet new and fun to do. You know,
Yeah.
having different people in and out of there is.
Yeah. So we've played with 3 different bass players now. 2 more regularly. And I like the idea of the show being kind of different every show because you get the way they interpret the songs and play them. So I think that's neat because it keeps us fresh and kind of on our toes. But there are struggles, obviously, with that. With the writing process, you really can't write a bass-driven song. I mean, I try and pick up
Yeah.
bass at rehearsal and fill in where we can.
It's a big one.
But we're kind of stuck with the guitar start, and we've noticed that here now when we record that a lot of songs are starting with guitar.
Fred called us out.
So yeah, that's probably the struggle with that. But I mean, there's cool parts of it for sure, and there's parts of it that are tough that we run into. Overall, I actually don't mind it at all.
No, it's not.
I kinda-
not bad at
I
all.
kinda dig
Both
it.
of them play
It's
different,
fun.
and it's fun to.
It's fun because you get a different style. Sometimes we'll play one song and it sounds one way, and you get a different bass player and it's totally different.
Yep.
But it's cool. It's fresh to us, and like, I don't want to just make this album and regurgitate it live. I want it to be different when we play with other
It's the
people.
worst. I hate nothing more
No,
than going to see
can't
a show
stand it.
and it's like they just hit play on their CD. So.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's cool. I think it'd be cool to like the other guys who. I mean, we had Joey do this pretty much whole thing, and it was amazing. The stuff he brought to the table and the element he brought to the sound and his
Absolutely.
input, even his input on guitar stuff and helping with that. I mean, that's such a value add to what we're doing, and we respect him so much. All of us do, for what he does in his band and what he does by himself, and so that was really cool, really helpful. And I mean, he just brought things to such a new level on this album. So
I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, definitely.
Some
And
of that,
then-
some of that stuff's jaw dropping. You're like,
Yeah.
what did you just play?
But then I mean, like, we're gonna have times where we're gonna play it out with Mike, and Mike will do something different, and it'll be cool for us then because it'll be different. It'll catch us off guard, and it could turn into a new section that we dive off into in some kind of jam or a break or bridge or something. So I mean, that's what I like about it. I like where people hear it and do their own thing with it. I think that's what makes it awesome. So.
What he said.
How's your experience been so far in the studio these last couple days with Fred?
Amazing.
A blast.
Yeah.
The
This
guy.
is just we
The
couldn't have
guy's
asked,
awesome.
we couldn't have asked for a better first couple days so far. The first day was like we almost walked out like confused. Like why is that? Why are we at where we're at already? And how did that go so well
Did we
today?
knock out 8 full drum tracks?
8
in
full
there?
drum and bass and
Yeah.
guitar. Rhythm guitar, bass, and drums on 8
It
songs.
was
were
a
done
12-hour
the
day,
first
but we didn't get started till
It
what?
didn't feel
noon,
like it.
12:30, and we got out of here.
Yeah, didn't
9?
feel like 12 hours.
No, not at
But
all.
I mean, Fred, his approach to how he records is just so natural and so what we wanted.
Oh, so it was
And-
so comfortable. I came in
Yeah.
like that, like, how are we gonna do this? What's the process? How does he do it? And it couldn't have been any better for me.
He's definitely our fifth member
Oh yeah,
right now.
absolutely.
Yeah, we like getting outside input, and I'm pretty tough about like what I want to do, and I have a very focused mind and target on what I want to do. And so far, Fred and I have been just right there with each other. And when we see something differently, he'll kind of point my in a new direction, and I try to not be so stubborn and take other people's feedback. And he has showed me a couple of things where I was like, okay, let's try it, and it worked out really cool. And vice versa, I've done something where he was like, yeah, I don't think we should do that, and I said, let's try it, and he's like, that was sweet. So it's been pretty cool to bounce back off of each other and work with each other. And same thing with Joey. When Joey was in here, you know, he'd have an idea, he'd be like, try this, or I'd say something to him, and he'd like go do Joey things, and then find the fifth and the seventh and the third of everything, and be like, oh, you mean that? And I was like, no, I meant like the basic A, but you did that, and now it's 10 times cooler. So yeah, sure, I'll take credit. So yeah, but Fred he has made this very easy for us. He's made it. Our spirits have been up the whole time. We haven't gotten frustrated at all, really. I mean, there's little
I had
things
a little
you get
patch.
frustrated over, but
little
I mean,
patch yesterday. It slowed us down for a minute, but
but
powered through
nothing that like got in our heads, nothing that got us like worried about the outcome in any way.
it. Yeah, sometimes people like he could be someone that gets upset and then it totally
Yeah.
throws everything off.
His
and
patience is
it was
unbelievable. He has
nothing
great
like
patience.
this.
He
It's been
needs
the
a
best.
lot right now with him. He just flipped us off. Yeah. So
He
Fred
knows.
has been.
He knows.
Fred is the perfect fit for this right now. and What we're
Absolutely.
doing, we couldn't have asked for a better engineer to help us out. He's a wizard.
How did you guys all find each other to become Johnny Hart and the Mess?
Craigslist,
Yeah.
M for M, I believe it was.
I found Tyler. He responded to a Craigslist ad. when
Oh,
I-
that's actually true.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, I put an ad up about trying to find someone who was interested in
Music
what I was
related,
trying
yeah.
to do. Yes, music related. And he responded, and we started talking, and we hung out together and started writing music for a good 6 or 8 months. And we
That
tried
long?
out a lot of people. We tried out a couple drummers, a couple bass players, and nothing really worked until he was like, hey, I ran into this kid I know who plays drums, and he might be interested in what we're doing. And Kook showed up, and well, that was history. That was the rest of it. Ever since he's been on board. So,
Been a blast.
yeah.
So how's your guys' communication so far? Like if you guys have different ideas on songs, like styles, bringing in instruments, lyrics.
I think all of us are pretty open to everything,
Yeah.
but once someone says something dumb that wouldn't work, we kind of.
We
Hit 'em pretty hard. We shut that
usually
down.
Go after it. Yeah.
Do you ever?
We've been on the same page the whole
We're
time.
on the same
for
page
most
quite a
part,
bit,
with
actually.
everything.
Surprisingly, how often we are in agreement. Actually,
Dropbox is.
Dropbox is huge for
Huge.
us. Very big.
So I'll get in the car right from practice, and I'll listen to what we just did, and think of 100 other ideas or where the song can go.
Do you guys have any pre or post show rituals?
Pre is probably drinking.
Yes.
Post is probably drinking.
Yeah, I'd say so.
We always kind of give a little chat beforehand about what we want to do. We always have a set list. I'm not crazy
I don't
about
always
that.
get to see it, but
Yeah.
there is always a set list.
I don't love set lists, but right now it's good for us.
The last two shows they've been 14 feet in front of me on the floor.
Yeah, we usually get everybody a set, but it's been lazy lately because we were focusing on getting ready for this. Post show, we always talk. It's never like pack up, okay, good job, go. We sit there and we talk about it, and if we mess things up, we
Announce
talk
those
about it.
immediately.
Yeah, that's the first thing we talk about is, oh, I screwed this up, or
And usually the other three guys has no idea what the one of us is talking about.
Yeah, so we
It's
try to,
usually just
like,
your own personal mistake.
get everybody's
that-
feedback, and if we all didn't notice it, then it's like, okay, maybe it wasn't that bad. And we try and film a lot of what we do, and we go back and review it and kind of see it and hear it, and that really helps big time with what we're doing right now. Is it's not the first time we've heard a recording of these songs. We're able to go back, you know, if we were to go back 5 times recorded on like a song that we've done here, it had to
you
sound so
recognize it.
different compared to what
Absolutely.
we have today.
The one we just did
But,
today, it's
yeah.
like
So,
just ideas, bare bones.
yeah, so we record a lot of things, whether it be in the basement, just recording a rehearsal, or a
GoPro
video,
or show.
GoPros, things like that, and we release what's decent. The other stuff, if we mess up, we kind of take it and learn from it and figure out what can we change there, or what sucked, or what was cool. So,
Has anything gone horribly wrong during one of your shows?
no, knock on wood. I don't think so.
What about clothing and attire style? What do you guys go for your shows?
Whatever I'm wearing that day. These two kind of got a look to them.
Yeah. I don't know. I try to stay black, and that's about it right now. Black seems to be the thing for me right now. I try to keep as much out of the image as possible so that the focus is on the music. There's times where I'll get goofy and throw on a funny coat or something, or wear something wacky, but most of the time I try to keep the look fairly simple so that the focus is more on the music and the show, and not like my 80s outfit and blowout hair or something, you know.
Just,
Tyler wears some cowboy boots and stuff.
yeah, he gets a little cowboy, but
He's an Eden boy, so
just wear jeans and a t-shirt.
yeah, Cook's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
This is about it.
This
There's
is-
some minor variations of this life.
I have a bunch of these. I got a bunch of these. I got a bunch of
This
these.
is actually his outfit. He's
I have a closet full of
it's
these.
just that. Yeah, it's like Family Guy or something.
Yeah, that's great.
Is that your big goal? Is to get a record deal? Right now.
I would say that's the big goal of any band. But we're certainly going to give it a crack at any, I mean, maybe not necessarily like a full-on huge record deal with one of the biggest companies, but I mean, we're certainly going to blast this album out. We're buying enough of them so we can send them to smaller labels,
entire
independent
world.
labels. Yeah, we got a lot of records, but we're going to send them out to a lot of places. Anybody who will hear it or consider anything, we're going to go for it. I mean, you can't just expect to get picked up by some huge label right away. If it's somebody who can get your foot in the door to the next door, to the next door, to the next door, you know, that's all we're trying to do is who can help us take the next step, you know. And as a band, we're doing as much as we can from a professional standpoint, whether that be social media or like local scene with the bars and the venues around here and marketing around here. And we're going to do our best that we can, but I mean, there's only so much you can do from so many different perspectives. So we need to work towards who or what can help us take the next step to kind of expand and get to the next level. So I think the goal is next level. I would probably say a record deal is the pie in the sky, but
Big
there's a
shows.
lot of steps to get to that point, and we just want to keep taking the steps. That's all.
I haven't even put much thought into record deal stuff. Like it's a lot of just shows, writing. You know, you just get carried away in the actual music. So I'll let him worry about that stuff. Keep hitting things, drinking beer.
Have you guys made any big connections yet in Buffalo with this band? Met some big people.
Not really.
Hard no.
No. Yeah.
I mean,
We're,
you know,
we're pretty
other
new,
bands and
though. I
stuff.
mean, we're pretty new. We haven't even been playing for a year.
yeah,
I
my
mean,
first show was August 8th,
August of last year, so
2016.
we're not
Played
even
my
on a
first
year yet. So I mean, we're really new. We're really new to the scene.
Yeah, we haven't
I
had
mean,
anything down
The
this
three
way
of
yet.
us, the three of us are not new to the scene, but the band is new to the scene. So yeah, I think this summer, I mean, we're just gonna be almost annoying about it and try and weasel our way anywhere we can when if it's a band we like or you know. If we can weasel our way into talking to a promoter and letting us play even 30 minutes for somebody before them, we're gonna take anything we can to try and do that. I mean, we have the show coming up that we'll be announcing for the CD release, and that's a pretty big step for us. So we'll talk about that in the future.
Currently a secret.
Yeah.
Could you guys see yourselves doing this at like 50 and 60 years old?
Dad Rock?
In what capacity?
Dad
I
Rock?
don't want to be playing bars around here when I'm 50 and 60. If we're still going and making the rounds and doing it on a real scale, hell yeah. If we're
You're
just-
gonna be playing.
I'm gonna play till I die.
I don't know how it's
I just don't want to admit where I'm gonna end up.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stop playing. I'll never stop playing. I'm just gonna keep on going. If it works, it works. If it goes anywhere, cool. I might just end up being the old guy playing a corner bar. That's,
Kind of glamorous in its own.
yeah.
Do either of you have any individual goals that you'd like to have for like your own instruments that you play now?
Be better.
It's a good one.
I'd like to be better.
It's a good one.
Is that possible?
I'd like to be worse.
I'd really like to be better. If anyone can assist me in that, that'd be great.
It's got to be either one note or the other.
We're gonna have that one then.
Totally did. All right. It's been fully.
I just pulled my cap.
How'd you hurt yourself? Oh man.
We were
The
doing
wild air guitar in the control room.
They started bringing weights in the studio, and they started.
Okay. Yeah. Let me play this section for. I'm going to try and narrow the mix down so it's easier to focus on the vocal part.
Okay.
Let me get some of this guitar out of your way. Bear with me for a sec.
All right, guys, your new album is mixed. It's mastered. It's ready to go. What are you guys most excited about?
I'm kind of old-fashioned, so I like getting actual physical copies of albums or records. So I think I'm probably most excited to hold it and see all the artwork that came together, and then have the actual disc and all the ideas we had, kind of see it all, and then play it obviously. But we've heard it, but the actual disc and the cases, I love that. So we put some good time into that. So
It'd be nice physically having it. It'd be nice to have something like a full album. I've never taken part in recording an entire album and having everything, just getting it back, and it's gonna be exciting.
I just think it's so cool that we came together on a whim as a team, and really put this thing together. A lot of people were, involved with this, but I think when it boils down to the three of us, well, Joey too, he was a huge part of this, and we just came together and put out a great product, to be honest.
fucking balls over here.
To be honest.
Steel cojones.
So you've heard the final mixes. How has that changed how you feel about your creations?
A ton.
Yeah, stuff's constantly changing, especially after everything that got added in, and sitting down and just looking over everything that we can change and things we can add in, and what the hell was that?
I was thinking the same thing.
No, but it's cool. We've added a lot of things. Anytime we can get one of our friends to perform with us or have people come in and sing, and everything's really coming together, and the more the merrier lately with us.
It's changed the show, changed live stuff, and the way we look at live shows now. Previously it was like, do we have a bass player tonight? And now it's like,
do we have a bass
do we
player
have-
tonight?
do we have a bass player tonight? And then,
And then once we do
we have backing? Can Courtney come sing? Is Maddie available to come play saxophone? And it makes it fun because every show is going to be different now. And so every time we play it, the song will be different, and it'll be different than what it was on the recording and on the album, which I think is pretty neat. And but I think what it does for us is it kind of lights the fire under our ass to expand what we're doing to try and go next level, and then that in turn I think will cause us to create differently. Because originally when we started making this album, it was just geared towards the three of us and what we were doing. Now we may look at it like, hey, this could be a cool song for a female lead, So I think that's going to be something that can really change for us.
That, and once we brought them in to do stuff like that, you think about different covers that we can do. You hear different things like.
And the covers are great.
It's like we have so much range and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's,
I think it was
instrumentation.
as far as how
it's
things
great.
change. I think it was kind of cool in the studio. We were able to hear each other play and things of that nature, and it's just how parts change. I know for me personally, I did change a lot of stuff, but it was cool because it kind of challenged us in our creativity and our musicality to see what can you do on the spot to make this sound better. And
especially
I think that was,
when we could hear each other too.
yeah,
that
when we
was
could
a
hear
big,
each other what we're doing.
The first time we were playing together, we're like, wow, I've never heard that part of the song. I didn't know what Johnny was singing
And I
there.
think that
I didn't hear
was
what Tyler was playing at that
even better because we all, like Johnny said, it lit a fire under our asses, and we all pushed, together, and we
came up with some really good stuff.
It all came
again.
out of-
Another pat on the back from Tyler.
My back hurts. We went over this. Too many pats.
What's my last question?
Oh, shit.
You can think of things.
Are those new?
These?
Yeah.
No.
I haven't seen you wear red ones.
I bought these in Nashville.
Can you guys pick out some sneakers for me? I need I can't figure out
Yeah,
shit.
what's up with your dad loafers over there?
These are Timberlands. First off,
Are they
Awesome.
really?
I've gotten more compliments on these things than anything.
From
So
the women at Sears.
you talking? Look at this guy. Get out of here.
Dude, fuck you. My
What
boots are
kind of
awesome.
animal are you wearing?
Snakeskin, freaking
Armadillo.
cowboy.
This is our-
Armadillo.
This is armadillo.
Armadillo.
What darnation?
Oh, here's our bartender for the evening.
Yeah. Let's get him in here.
Sup?
Stop.
We're just shooting our promo thing.
Oh. Like shit.
We're just live, no big deal. Want to get right in front of the camera and say you feel like shit?
Came
Like
together
how
and
is
made a
like
great
hearing
product.
the mixes with like backing track like vocals and like the Leslie and like harmonica and
I
like
think a
everything
lot of
like that.
things like kind of take us into, we have all these ideas that sat on the back burner for the whole time we were even making this album. Stuff that like, we pulled out the 2 songs that were kind of like ideas and finished them in the studio.
Was like, that was
We had
Oh,
nothing.
man.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
nothing. So like, there's like 10 maybe other things that are like to that level of done. So like, I'm excited to like get working. Once this is done and we have it, it opens up the floodgates for let's get working on some new stuff.
Yeah.
Let's throw in some new covers. Let's see where things go. Call you guys over. We'll do whatever you want to do. A new cover. Whatever whatever it may be. Whatever you want to do.
I want to do like a rockin' Aretha song.
That'd be sweet.
That would be sick.
Well, I just think it was
Was it
kind of.
that?
I think it was kind of cool before like the album was even being done, in like mixing and like before it got mastered, before like any of the artwork was done. Like we were already working on new shit, like song wise.
Yeah, as soon as we laid
Yeah.
everything down and it was kind of out of our hands.
Practice number 1 after we finished recording. Like we were like, oh hey, this is a good idea. Let's.
Well, you
lay
think
this
about how
down,
we got
you know?
into it though too.
Yeah.
All the songs that we wrote, we just we walked in, sat down, and started playing. Like, here, let's record this. Like, this is gonna be something.
There's-
And
yeah,
then by the
there's-
next practice,
yeah.
it's a song.
The name of the group is very fitting to our writing process because there's no structure. We don't like show up and like, today we're going to write.
We also don't show up on time.
We
Yeah,
don't show up on
speak for
time.
yourself,
And usually,
man.
usually what happens is him and I will be doing something.
I'll
and
come early
This
if
happened
anything.
the other day. We were working on a riff for a new tune that I think is actually going to be pretty neat.
We didn't record it. We forgot.
I got it on my phone.
Oh, did you?
So we're recording this new little riff thing that we got and we tried out, and we were playing back and forth, and Kooks was late again, and he just kind of came down the stairs, and we were in the middle of the riff, and he just jumps in and starts playing. He does it every time. He walks in the door, he puts down his keys, he sits at the kit, and he jumps into whatever we're doing. It doesn't matter what it
Kooks
is, but he
way.
dove right into it, and we started working on it already. So the first half hour, we didn't really talk to each other. We were just going back and forth on
That's when all
here's
the
a
magic
change, here's a
happens.
change, and that's how we write. I don't know how it works, but it does.
If I wasn't late,
Like-
we wouldn't write any music. I think
Yeah.
that's what it comes
What do you-
down to.
well, I think. at
But
this
that's
point we gotta
ultimately
start
why
telling
all
you
the songs
different
start with
times.
guitar.
So waking up next to you, for example, like did you have the idea for the organ when you were writing it, or is that just something that you were like, okay, that will sound
That-
cool.
that
Let's
came
see how
out
this
of
is.
nowhere.
Well, I think we saw when we were taking the first tour of California Road, we saw it, and we were kind of like, that'd be cool to use on something. We just obviously
we didn't have anything to plug it into. I mean,
Yeah.
But I think we saw that and had
That
that
song
idea.
was very, very last minute. I mean, Tyler had kind of given that riff over it, and then him and I worked on a chord progression for that song.
for what
But it
seemed
was
like
just,
forever.
it just seemed like it wasn't going to go anywhere. We didn't know like how are we going to take this into something. It just kept. It's hard to explain, but the way the phrase ended, it ended on a D, and it kind of is an open D, so
Yeah.
it lends to just restarting the riff. So we were lost in this loop of this riff. We're like, what the hell are we going to do with this thing? And I was in the basement, and we had a practice one day, and Joey came over, and Joey heard like a little bit of that, and he was like, that needs to be on your album. And as soon as he said that, I was like, all right, I like it. I was like, I have to figure something out, because when he says something like that, I trust what Joey has to say, and I trust his opinions. And out of nowhere, I was sitting there the one day, and I had scribbled one little line, and I was jumping on a trampoline, And then next thing I knew, the whole thing was written. And I told them, I was like, guys, I wrote a whole song out of that little riff thing we were working on. And they're like, well, what does it sound like? So I did a one take, put the microphone in front of me with an acoustic guitar and just sang it in the basement. I sent
I'd like
it to
to
them.
listen to that again too. I don't remember like how. I don't
The
remember
only
how
thing
it went.
progressively that changed is the very end. Everything else is the same. Yeah. And I sent it to them, and they were both like, "We gotta do it." So, I mean, the only thing we really had was I knew the structure of the song going into the studio, and they didn't, and nothing else was known at that point. Didn't even know if there was gonna be backup vocals, but we got in there and we were like, the backup vocals would be really cool in this one, and that's what made the
Then
song.
we had to get my man. We had to get Matt, my man.
Maddie. We originally were thinking the
My man.
saxophone, but then when we found that Leslie in the organ, we were like, game on. Grip it and rip it.
Grip
Grip and rip. All right, bro. Grip it, rip it.
Grip it and rip it.
How's it going?
My
What's
man.
up?
Yeah. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Hi.
I was recording an album for the first time all about on bass.
That was great. It was a fun time.
Do you even like us, bro?
No, is that? What do you want me? Am I supposed to say more?
It sounds like a
You guys are putting me on the spot. Everybody's looking.
it's like a Mooney's commercial.
All right, yeah.
It's
So,
like the
I
mac
ate
and
there
cheese is
today.
great.
Fantastic.
it was an awesome experience. You know, we all had fun.
You didn't go on a field trip.
You're such a bad liar. Are you
I don't know. It was a great experience. Had a fun time with a good group of guys, great songwriters. This fucking tunes are outstanding. I was more than proud to be a part of it.
We could probably use
Take
that.
that to the baker.
Give him his Oscar. Send him home. Start playing the music. He's done.
How do you feel about that new hat?
Oh, I love it. Look at this thing. Wear it tonight.
What are you most excited about for the CD release party?
Oh no!
Can you please repeat that? Cut her off.
Can you please repeat that?
Asshole.
Go again.
What are you most excited about for the CD release party? What do you think's going to be the most epic part of it?
The end.
Ooh, don't spoil it. We don't want to spoil it, but
What, you saying when
definitely
it's
the
over?
end.
When it's over, so you're done with that damn night?
No.
Yeah,
No. We have a ton planned for it. We're really excited for it. I think I'm most excited to have everybody involved. Everybody that was involved in the process, whether that be Courtney singing with us, or Tori singing with us, or Maddie playing keys or sax, or Justin coming and playing the harmonica, obviously Joey playing bass, but even like then having Fred out in the crowd and listening. I can't wait that it's just all together. Everybody that was involved is in that room, and it's an incredible venue, and it's it's going to be just such a fun night
Your biggest fans.
to have everybody up there and really play the songs the way they were recorded, and then have some real fun with some of these other ideas we have working right now. So
I think, I agree definitely with most of your points you hit there.
thanks, Lori.
This is the deal. Yeah. I think for me personally, it's
Johnny?
Hey, what's up, Jack?
probably
Hi, Jack.
coming out to applause. I know it sounds strange, but I've never played a show where I've come on stage and there's been applause.
That's a little presumptuous.
Big assumption there, Long
I don't
John.
care. Hey, you tell me nobody's gonna clap?
I think it's gonna be like, they're finally out here.
God,
Let's get this
Jesus
over with.
Christ. Yeah, our family took them 40 fucking minutes to get out here.
9:30. I'm usually in bed by now.
Hey, I'm pretty confident tonight, aren't I?
You're
Yeah,
very
you got it.
confident.
Yeah, you better
You
play
are.
well.
All right, June 10th, we're at the Trail CD release with Sam Brenner. Lots of fun guests. We can't wait.
Fuck yeah.
The album is called Something Like This.
Fuck yeah.
Just wanna write a simple song